So all of that crazy weather that's been hitting like the entire country finally hit us up here, and we did get snow, which is starting to become just like a normal thing in the Pacific Northwest. Like you're starting to just know that you're going to get proper dry days without rain, very, very cold, and then snow. Global warming is wild. But not only did we have snow, we had like really, really cold temperatures. And like as it stands today, it's currently noon and it's 23 degrees. Sun is out, it's 23 degrees, it's cold. And so for all of you across the nation that are dealing with worse conditions than this, like really, really cold in Texas or Arizona where the infrastructure isn't in place for, really, really cold, or, just a lot of snow and stuff in general. I'm sorry. I hope you guys are super staying safe and warm and your power hasn't gone out and all the things. Definitely thinking about y'all. But also, I'm really cold. And I'm realizing that this building is basically just a freezer, is cold storage. So I'm going to have to do some modifications over the summer and get this, properly insulated. What I'm saying is, hi, it's cold, and my thoughts are with everybody else who is colder than I am, for sure. This week we are going to be talking about business building, the sort of not fun part of the soaping world if you decide to turn your hobby into a business, and really whether you even should. And I will tell you more about this week and today's topic specifically in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for week 14 of year 3. And as I said, this week we are talking more about the less fun part of the making of the soapy things, if you decide to want to turn a profit with perhaps what started out as a hobby. So we are going to kick off this series first and foremost with assuming that you have decided to turn your hobby into a business and you want to figure out how to market your business. Now, the reason that I'm doing this is because I not only get a lot of questions about this just sort of on the regular, I'm getting a whole lot more recently, and also I'm seeing chatter like this within our Discord for our Sudsers, but also just in the soap forums, just, across the interwebs with Facebook and whatnot. People getting kind of dejected with trying to figure out pricing and trying to figure out how to market their business and what to say and how to promote themselves, really, and all of their soapy things so they don't lose a bunch of money. And realistically, the last video that I did about this that even kind of touched on any of this was a few years ago when we were talking about the prices of oils and how I had said at that time, just stay put, be okay, don't freak out, don't raise your prices or anything yet. Let's see what happens. What has happened is our oil prices, while they are coming down right now, so that is good news, they're still higher than what they were a few years ago. So that's the basis for the entire week. Hope that makes sense. But today specifically, we are going to talk about whether or not you should go palm free in your line and how you can market that, how you should market that, what you should definitely look out for, because when it comes to palm oil, it's kind of a different beast. You are tapping into a different clientele than a lot of other people. And that clientele is very thorough, really, in their education on the subject of palm. So it's not as simple as just removing palm oil from your products, because palm oil is in a lot of things. And also talking about palm oil being in a lot of things, palm oil actually is in the same family as other oils like coconut and babassu. So does that count as palm oil free if you also use coconut and babassu? So those are the things we're going to talk about today. Let's get to the video where I am making a palm oil free soap for a palm oil free wholesale account. And we're going to talk about the benefits, the downfalls, all of the things in order to help you decide whether or not you want to go palm oil free in your soapy business. So let's get to the video and we will do all of that. Okay, so recently I got an email from a sudser who is starting her business and had some questions regarding how to market her business. And what she wanted to do was, all of the paraben-free, phthalate-free, all of the things. And I have my own opinions on the dangers of marketing your business like that, just generally when you're first starting out. But I suppose that's another video in and of itself, so that's not for this video. But really the bulk of her email really did have more to do with marketing palm oil free, palm free in her, business, the dangers of that, the benefits of that, and all of the things, and anything that she should look out for when, deciding to go the palm free route. And I think that's a great question. While we have talked about palm oil and the controversies before, and we have mentioned palm-free companies just generally a few times, we've never actually had a big deep dive on, I guess, the pros or cons in, making yourself a palm oil-free company. And I guess when we are looking at it within the soap making industry, palm free means no palm oil, right? We don't use palm oil. And that totally makes sense. But of course, there is the question that comes into play with all of that, especially considering the type of person you're marketing to, who your target audience is, that will go, well, coconut oil and babassu, for example, are also palm because they're from the same family. And while that is true, they are from the same family, coconut and babassu, they're not in the controversy the way that the palm oil is. And one of the reasons for that is, well, because coconut oil and babassu oil have actually risen in popularity only within the last 15 or 20 years because of the palm oil controversy that started in the early aughts. Realistically, we don't actually have enough information on them to put them in the spotlight right now to, vilify coconut oil or babassu or the other, palm oils that exist out there, or oils that come from a palm tree. But the biggest reason that the palm oil hit a controversial level anyway is because as one of the most abundant crops with the biggest yield, it was subject to shady people doing shady shit in the name of money, i.e. deforestation of, our rainforests in a lot of areas, thus putting a lot of animals, species in danger, or completely eliminating them in totality to meet the demand for a very cheap oil that has a huge yield. Coconut oil does not have that same yield, but because of the palm oil controversy, it has again risen in popularity, and I think it's just a matter of time until a table for sustainable coconut oil is formed. But net, coconut oil, palm oil, babassu oil, by the normal average consumer, they are going to see those as three different things, and coconut oil is not going to be included in their hunt for palm oil-free products in most cases. Again, that's just the average typical consumer. So for that, no, technically coconut oil is not included in this, controversy around palm and the need to, stop the deforestation, which is an obvious bad thing. Interested in the full rundown of coconut oil, palm oil, controversy, creation, all of the things, I have done deep dives on both of those oils as well as many others on the channel. So, feel free to check those out. But for purposes of this, palm oil free is realistically going to be palm oil that we call palm oil, free of that, and also of its derivatives. That is the important part. And especially in this day and age when we have consumers that are smart, that know how to Google, and also know how to misuse Google and get bad information or confusing information at times. The derivatives, because while you may not have palm oil in your soap, that doesn't mean that you're not accidentally, inadvertently using palm oil in something else because it's under another name. As far as I'm concerned, that is the most important thing that you should be looking into when you decide to go palm oil free and market your business as such. Because again, the types of people that are going to be going palm oil free, they are the types of people who are going to be looking up everything within your ingredients list and making sure that that checks out and you're not putting, palm oil into their products in the form of something else. Take, for example, stearic acid, right? Stearic acid we use in our lotion bars, we use in our lotions, we use in our soap recipes, all kinds of things, right? Stearic acid can be derived from palm oil. Using this example specifically, this can become very difficult to market if you are going palm oil free, but also vegan, right? Because stearic acid can be found in animal oils for sure in large quantities. But if you're going vegan, vegetable oils it is, right? And so while stearic acid is found in other oils and butters, i.e. cocoa, shea, coconut, realistically, the stearic acid that you're going to be buying in bulk to put into your soaps or lotions or cosmetics are probably going to be derived from palm oil unless otherwise specified, because palm oil is the cheapest. And so taking cocoa butter and, extracting its stearic acid to sell as stearic acid doesn't make a lot of sense because cocoa butter is so much more expensive. You get it? Other examples of products that could potentially contain palm oil include glycerin or cetyl alcohol or cetyl alcohol. We recently did the polysorbates, right? So you know that one of the polysorbates is derived from, palm. Those are the things that your customers are going to be paying attention to if you're marketing your products as, palm oil free. So you definitely need to make sure that all of the products that you bring in, all the ingredients that you bring in order to make your products are not derived from palm. Can it be done? Yes, it absolutely can be done, but it becomes way more expensive. Also takes quite a bit more time to ensure that every single ingredient that you bring in is free of palm oil, and you have, all of your data sheets and your COIs and your MSDS and whatnot to back that up. It can be done, but you will be opening yourself up to further scrutiny claiming the palm oil free if you decide to go this route, because again, customers are smart these days, for sure. Now, I'm showing you the making of this soap to talk about palm oil-free companies because I have shown you the making of this soap before. It is for one of my wholesale accounts that is palm oil-free. And I'm doing this to show you that, yes, it is actually possible to do a completely palm oil-free or cosmetics line because I have done it. I had to put in all of that work in the very beginning in order for a drop in the ocean to be able to say that, yeah, all of her soaps and cosmetics are palm oil free. And all of that work was a lot of work. Granted, now that I have all of that, invested, I now get to do that with all of the rest of my palm oil free, wholesale accounts. So that's great. But the point is, if you want to do this and do this right, you really have to get your research in right away at the very beginning. Your recipes have to be dialed in. You can't really substitute things on the fly when you're working with a palm oil free. And it does require you to reach out to your vendors and ask the questions. Ask for their COA specs, their COIs, all of their data pages in order to ensure that the, stearic acid or stearyl alcohol, etc. and so forth, that you're putting in these products is actually palm oil free. Reach out to the vendors to get this information. They're usually lot specific, and most of the good ones are very, very good at it. There is one that's actually incredible at it in Oregon that has all of this information. All you have to do is email them and you can get that so you have it in hand and you know that this is a safe supplier to get, your palm oil free products from. That said, that does mean that you can't really mess around with your, vendors and where you're going to be getting your products from day to day. It becomes kind of specific. So if you don't really know what COA specs are or COI, I would say probably don't market your business as palm oil free until you have all of that information in hand. And there it is, sort of my thoughts and opinions on the palm oil free versus not palm oil free thing. As I said, the majority of your customers, if you are going palm oil free, are not going to count coconut oil or babassu as palm oil. even though it's from the same family. That has more to do with, again, the stuff that we talked about within the deep dives of those oils. That's not to say that that won't change, however. As palm oil continues to get a bad rap and coconut oil is replacing the palm, I think there's a controversy just on the horizon with coconut oil. So definitely stay informed, stay in the know, make sure that the coconut oil that you are getting is responsibly sourced and you are doing, the right thing for your customers in that route as well. The more important bit with palm oil, again, the derivatives. Taking the example of stearic acid that I did in the video, while stearic acid can be pulled from a lot of other oils or butters or animal fats, the likelihood that if you were going a vegetable route for your stearic acid and it being palm is pretty good, because palm is the cheapest oil out of the ones that also have high stearic acid content. So definitely double check with your suppliers. I have been looking at Essential Wholesale and Labs website, and I've been talking to them recently, and they're out of Oregon, and I love the information that they have. It's really great transparency. They keep amazing records, and it really is. Just send an email, ask them the questions, ask for their batch numbers, ask for their COIs and their COAs. And also, if you don't know what to ask for, I definitely recommend not marketing your business as palm oil free until you have all that research in hand and until you feel comfortable enough to field the questions from a customer who is going to come to you and ask if your hair conditioner bars contain palm, because an ingredient within the hair conditioner bars is usually made from palm. Those questions will come. Christina from A Drop in the Ocean, she fields those questions pretty regularly. And she's always hitting me up, asking me for information, which luckily I can give her because I put in all of this legwork, all of this research at the very beginning before I made a single batch of soap for her, because she wanted to go palm free for her soaps and her cosmetics. And so all of that research was in hand, and I knew that all of my formulations were going to be palm free in totality. But again, that's a lot of research. So it's a lot of initial work, but it can have a really big payoff in the end to make sure that you cover all your bases. So there's that for palm oil free. Ultimately, whatever it is that you want to do within your business is what you're going to want to do within your business. And these are your decisions to make. And I respect and support that for sure. Make sure that you're educated on whatever route you take. Tomorrow, we're going to go more in depth with what else you should or should not, use to market your business, especially if you're brand new, involving parabens, phthalates, all of the things. So, definitely tune back in for that. If you're not subscribed, you can click and then you'll be notified when it happens. Probably, maybe, I don't know. YouTube is weird, so you might not be notified at all. But I am going to go because I'm actually very cold. When I said that this is like an ice box, I wasn't kidding. Very chilly. So I'm going to go into a building that has, central heat and doesn't rely on a propane heater to get warm. Very nice heater, but it's just very cold. So thank you so much for joining me, Sudsers. You guys are awesome. I hope you're having a good time with the next challenge, right? Like that challenge, it's bad. A big special thank you for the Sudsers. Thank you so much for existing, for being here, for being you. You guys are amazing. I have mostly avoided the chit chat in the Discord. And basically at this point, I am having to avoid all channels, because I'm worried that you guys are going to be sharing pictures or process or whatever for this upcoming challenge. And A, I don't know how to do this challenge yet, so I don't want to go get information from you guys. And two, I don't want to see your pictures because then it feels like I'm cheating with the results. But anyway, I see you. I know that you exist and you're awesome. And thank you for being both of those things. I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.